Hello, everybody. Welcome to day 4 of Command Classroom. Today, we are going to be going over campaigns and designs, expressly with how AI that we've built into Command helps you with getting your name out there and making just life easier in general for you to do your job as a real estate agent, get your listings out there into the public eye. There are tools we've introduced into Command in the last year that have made that way easier. And I'll show those to you guys today, and we're going to actually practice going over some of them. So let me go ahead and get a screen share started because we are just going to jump right into Command today. It's going to be no board work. Command dashboard. There we go. All right. And screen shared. Awesome. So starting off, as always, in the home page of Command, to find the Designs tab, we are going to go down to the third icon from the bottom. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to tell you this every classroom pretty much. This red square with KW in it at the top left of your screen, if you click on that, it'll open up these names of our applets that we're working in. So if you ever get lost as to where I am, you can go ahead, drop those names down until you figure out what the icons mean. And then, yeah. All right, so we're going to jump into designs. Now, this is our designs dashboard, and kind of like every other dashboard we've seen in Command up until this point throughout the class, it's just an overview of what you've got. So you can see here, I've got some, looks like some coming soon ads that I've got pulled up here. OH means open house, so that print 07 OH/FL, that's open house. FS up there is a for sale. Right? This one right here, for sale. And these are all just names that it auto designated. I'm going to show you guys something I'm not the best at personally, something I need to learn on, but you guys can name these whatever you want to keep them organized and stuff. This is just, like I said, an overview. If we click on any of this and we bring it up, we can see just kind of what the design looks like. It's going to pull us into the builder if we click on it. And it's just going to show us, like I said, basically what this stuff looks like. So there we go. So that's one of the things I've got in my dashboard. Now, that's just how you look at your old stuff that you use. To actually create a design, which is the whole point of this. Designs, by the way, is just like Canva, but for free and in Command. It works a little bit differently. Some of the tools are a little bit designed ever so slightly differently, but for the most part, it performs all the same functions. And it even has a couple of really cool tools, like we can automatically pull in data, including photos and descriptions, property price, square footage, anything like that. We can pull all that in from the MLS. So what I'm going to do is we're going to, up in the top right, create design. If you guys haven't noticed yet, for those of you who have been through the last couple of Command classrooms, every time we need to create something, add something, make something, do anything in Command, the blue button in the top right is where you're going to go to do that, to create, to edit, to add, if you're talking contacts, smart planes, anything like that. So if you're ever wondering if you're on an applet you've not seen yet, go ahead and check the top right to see if that's where you need to create something, opportunities, anything like that. So create design. Next, it's going to ask us what kind of design we want to create. Now, we're in this classroom, we're going to go over how to do, in the second half of this today in a little while, I'm going to show you guys how to do a paid social ad. And paid social ads are really good because they probably by far get the most feedback in Command, as far as click-through rate, as far as leads coming into your system. There's a couple of things we're going to learn on about that. So we're going to select for what type of design we want to create here on this screen. We're going to select social. Now, if I wanted to send out a mailer, if I was making a postcard or a door hanger or a newsletter or something like that, I would want to select print, because we can send all those things out through campaigns in Command. It's entirely possible. But if I make something in social, I can't print it, if that makes sense, at least not through Command. I can always download the image and do it differently, but if I want to send out something on social media and keep it all inside Command, do it the easy way, I have to make it in the social tab here. If I want to send out an email, whether that's through a smart plan or through a campaign, I would need to select email here. Okay. So something important to remember is if you're ever like, I made this design and now I can't find it. Well, did you make it in the right tab, right? If not, you might just have to go ahead and copy it and then say create design, create the correct one, and then move it in. But yeah, just something to remember is since we're making a social post today, we're going to open up a social tab here. So create design social, and I'm going to select import photos and text from a listing because I have a listing here that our lovely team leader, Aaron, was kind enough to let me borrow for today. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit next now, and it's going to ask us for that property address. So I've got 79 Avenida de Silva. Here we go, Abilene, Texas. Jamie Arnold would not be the right one. Carrie Zonker is Aaron's rainmaker, so we're going to go with that one. That's KW Synergy. List date was back in April, so we know that's our correct one. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to select that. And now it's going to pull us into the builder, okay? Technically, the designed app where the Canva light thing happens is technically a separate web page from Command, but it's all integrated as we saw on the dashboard. If you build anything here, it all comes back to your Command dashboard over there. So now that we're here, we've got the front page we can look at. We're looking at a bunch of templates here. Now these templates over on the left, you can see there's a couple of different options. We're under the auto create tab here, and there's coming soon, for sale, just listed, open house, just sold. If you're somebody who's working on getting people you know who want to be agents in, or you're wanting to expand your profit share or anything like that, we have K-score ads that you can take and post on your Facebooks. If you're looking for something listing and you don't like any of what's available here, here's some listings. If you're looking for stuff for buyers, there's more templates here. I really recommend y'all look through these and just see what you like, because they are all, some of them are kind of old. They haven't updated some of the templates in a while, but at the same time, they're all branded KW already. You don't have to go through the work of making a template or making an ad from scratch. Even if you just come here for inspiration and then go and make your own thing, I still think there's value here in that aspect. Where the most value comes in, though, is up here in the auto create tab. Now it's in its own tab, auto create, because this is where the AI that we built in takes over. Auto create and this little magic wand icon we can see here, the auto tab, means that whatever one of these we select using that magic wand button, it's going to make the ad for us faster and magically, just super simple. All we have to do is click a few buttons, okay? As opposed to swapping images, writing in text ourselves, stuff like that, it's going to do it all for us really quickly. So if I know Aaron, she'd probably like one of these ones. So I'm going to go ahead and I think we're going to select the square version with this nice kind of, fancy text here, the little black lines. I like that. We're going to select auto on that, the little red button that says auto. It's going to pull us into a preview window here, and it's going to confirm that the property we selected earlier is what we want to still use. So we're going to say yes, we're going to hit continue. It's going to say, great, make sure this information is correct. So total bedrooms 3, total bathrooms 5, square foot. I'm going to guess that this is all correct. It's not my listing, but you guys, if it's your listing, you should know. And we're going to select a property main image. Okay. So this is just going to be whatever you want your most popular image to be, whatever you think is the best image of the house. It can be the front image. It can be an interior shot. Me personally, I'm kind of loving this one right here. So let's go ahead and do that one. And we're going to hit generate design. And boom, just like that, we have an ad. Now this was a coming soon ad, which I only noticed after after I'd already hit go ahead and process it for me. But for demonstration purposes, it works. So hold on, we have somebody walking into the classroom here. What's up?
When I went to, I'm not trying to interrupt, but I am interrupting because I got lost.
Okay.
And I don't know if I did and everybody else did or just me. So can you ask them if everybody's caught up, but also, when mine, you said it, the auto, mine just says use, doesn't say.
double check that you're in the auto create tab over on the left side of designs, and also make sure you specifically, since you're a raid maker, make sure you're working in your personal, not your team account. So I was informed that I was going too fast. I'm wondering now, is everybody caught up with me? Are we all looking at the same kind of thing? Put it in the chat, or y'all can unmute and shout out. Either way works for me. I just want to double check, make sure we're all good here. I know I talk a little fast, and it's easy for me to explain things rather quickly and lose people. So we'll take 1 minute. I'll wait for anything. All right, Crystal says she's good. Don't feel bad if you do fall behind. It's something new that we're all learning. I'm not the quickest when it comes to learning new things either. Shanae's also good. All right. Yeah, I never want to leave anybody behind. Not ever my intention. So, all right. So if everybody is good and everybody's caught up, then we are going to go ahead and move on forward. So we've gone ahead and we've created our design. You'll notice that there is one thing wrong with it. It's kind of where my mouse fell right there. That we still have, it's just the blank KWDBA name. This is just the placeholder they have in these templates to show you where the logo needs to go. And the reason the placeholder is super helpful actually is because in designs, not like in Canva, if you want to replace something, let's say you've got the wrong image, you've got the wrong logo somewhere, what you need to do in Canva is you need to drag it in, you need to resize it, you need to make sure it's perfect, you need to delete the old one. In designs, we have something much easier. All I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this KWDBA name and a red box. That's hang on. KWDBA name, and I should go down to logos. And then for my assets, we have some KW synergies here. What is this? And of course, as I'm demonstrating something, something goes wrong. What should happen is a blue box should show up around that. Boy, I don't like it when that happens. All right. Why is it a red one, I wonder? That's just odd. So what should happen here is we should get options to this option here. We should get options to recycle things. And it's not working for me. Give me 1 second, please, y'all. I appreciate your understanding. I just need to, I think we're going to get out of this one. Since again, like I said, I made it coming soon. I think it was just being slow is what it might have been. Give me 1 second. We're going to recreate a different design really fast. And it's just going to be a for sale one. And I hope that that fixes it. Not sure what happened there, but anyways. All right. So back to templates. We'll go through this one more time since that way anybody that did fall behind can maybe get caught up. Back to templates, auto create tab. I'm going to go to for sale instead of coming soon this time. And I'm going to select basically the same template. It just says for sale instead of coming soon this time. So auto generate that. And it didn't keep my listing. So now we need to re-enter it. That is okay. 79. Then need day Silva. I think the problem is my computer is just being old. Let's go ahead and select that one because I believe it was the second one over there that was the correct one. Yep, the 73, 730, 3-bed, 5-bath, total square foot, property year built, adding our images. Again, I like this one with the living room, generate design. So did you see that though? Did you see how quickly I just went ahead and remade it if I'd made a mistake? That's the beauty of that auto create is that, oh man, I need to do this over again because I messed something up. No, you can just go ahead and make it really fast. Auto create is lovely for things like this. All right, now what should happen, cross your fingers for me, folks. Yes, blue square. I don't know why there was a red square earlier, but a blue square should pop up whenever you select an asset, whether it's your logo here or these words right here, or this image down here. Well, that's the box around the image, but the image down here. And you'll notice as I'm clicking on these, it's changing things over on the left-hand side there. So if that's the photo. If I come up to text, it doesn't change anything, but if I go to my KWDBA name, it brings it to logos, right? This is because we can go ahead and use this little recycle icon, little arrow, spinning arrow. We can go ahead and hit that and just replace image, and boom. Even quicker, other than like in Canva or any other really PowerPoint, any other really computer design program where you have to like drag in, resize, blah, blah, blah. You could just hit the recycle button and it'll put whatever you want there in the same size and the same orientation, exactly how you had it. So really useful for if you've got one template that you're reusing, anything like that. It just takes a lot of the time out of it, right? There's one other thing I don't like about this ad, and that's that when I punched in how much the price was, it just put it in as just a string of numbers, no dollar sign or anything. So people might not understand that's the price. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a dollar sign and a comma there. And now I have a design. And that's how you use AutoCreate. It really is just that simple. When it comes to some of the other templates, there's the bigger full size ones, the ones that look like newsletters. They are going to want you to put in 8 lines of property description. And it's at this point that I'm going to advertise my favorite C word, ChatGPT, y'all. All you need is a few lines of what makes that property nice. But if you're somebody who doesn't have the time for that, ChatGPT can save you the time. Otherwise, if you know the property well, if you love it, you're really excited to sell it, and you know exactly what those 8 lines are going to be, go ahead and just punch it in. But if you're somebody who's short on time and needs to do things fast, ChatGPT. Okay. All right, moving on. Let me drag my camera out of the way there. So once we're done with everything, we're just going to select done. It's going to ask you have unsaved changes. Yes, I'd like to save them. Oh, shoot. You know what I forgot? And this is the thing, I said it earlier. I am not good at naming my projects, but there was an option to rename them. And it's just this. It was at the top of the page. We're going to go back in and I'm going to rename it because naming it makes it easier to find. And I'm really, really bad at naming things and I need to get better. So this is me holding myself accountable to trying to be better. Let's see here. Wait for it to load back up. All I did was from my dashboard there, I just clicked on it because I realized I needed something. And I'm going to go ahead and it's this right there at the top. Again, since it's just a short little like code of numbers and letters that the computer program uses, it might be hard to see. It's just right there at the top. A little red circle is going to come up around it. I'm going to select that. And we're just going to call this class ad. So that way I know how to find it in 2 minutes when we go over to our campaigns and we start building one of those to send out, right? So now I'm going to hit done. Everything was saved. And I can check from my dashboard here, class ad. There we go. Okay. All right. So at this point, let me check the chat. Do we have any questions? Is there a function where the office logo and the team logo could both be on it? Yes, there is. So that would probably involve you taking that template and making it like saving it as your own template. And all you'd have to do is drag in your team logo and you could just like reuse it, swap the images and stuff and the data around. There's not a template currently that has a team logo spot on it, but there's plenty of free space on there for the team logos to get put into. And your team logos will either show up in images or in logos, or you can upload or import anything. I'll go over that. I'll make sure to put up a separate video on more in-depth stuff, how to upload stuff to designs and stuff, okay? Or would you guys rather us go into it right now? Is that something you guys are interested in doing right now? Okay. Not hearing yeses or no, so I think we're just gonna go ahead and move forward. Like I said, I'll put up a full how to get your assets. Yeah, I'm gonna put up a full how to get your assets, your team logos, anything like that into designs. I'll put that up as a separate video later. So, okay. Moving forward, we're gonna go up to campaigns. It's this megaphone symbol here on the left. And that's where we're going to shout out to the world about who we are, get our business out in front of people, be loud and in their face about it in a professional and business way. So, wow, that's amazing that 2 error messages popped up as I'm doing a training. That never happens. All right. So again, dashboards. Every time you go into an Applin on command, it's pretty much going to open you up into a dashboard, and this is this one. It's just gonna basically go over some stuff about campaigns, tips, and training. And then you've got up here at the top the different types of ads you can go out with, different types of campaigns you can run. So we've got paid ads. This one is all built in a different app as well, just like our design. So we'll go over that in a second. That's where we're going to be focusing on. Let me show you guys the other ones. We've got emails. So here we can see how many we've put out in the last 30 days, how many received, how many opened, how many clicks, everything like that, right? We have direct mail, how many mailed, how many people came back from that. So you can put a QR code on postcards you make in designs. That QR code leads straight to a lead capture form that goes straight into your database, right? So it's a good thing to do for postcards is to put that QR code on there. So that way people know to come in through your database. And then how much you spent on that one, because the direct mail does have a cost associated with it. And then social posts. If y'all have ever done any sort of business work on Facebook or Instagram, Meta in general, you know they have a post scheduler, and that's pretty much what this is. It's just you can set when you want certain social posts to go live on your social media. So if you're one of these people who's dominating social media, well, there's a couple in our office who every time closing, every time, you know, out showing, every time this, every time that, you have these set posts that go out of, man, I was so happy to help these people. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do. Hey, I love working at KW. You can schedule all these to go out and have that active social media presence. Okay. So what we're going to do though, is we're going to go ahead and we're going to make a paid ad. So up in the top right, again, always top right, create campaign. And then we've got these 4 options here, okay? And just like I was saying with designs, we have to select the one for the design we made. Direct mail obviously would be, I forget the actual word for it back there in designs, but it's your postcards, your newsletter, stuff like that. Email, links to email, and then social posts and paid ads both use social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. They both use social media, but in different ways. A social post is just like if you went on Facebook right now, hit create post on your personal page, your business page, whatever, and you went ahead and typed something out, just like I was saying about those closed posts. That's what a social post is. It's not going to get pushed out to people. It's just going to go live on your page. The people who follow you are going to see it. People can share it from there, stuff like that. A paid ad is going to go out to people that aren't already in your sphere of influence, people who don't already follow you on Facebook. This paid ad is actually going to pop up randomly on different people's feeds, okay? And we're going to go over something that's going to make it so that way we're sure to stop on that. We'll go over that later. So yeah, there's both of them technically use social media, just in very, very different ways, okay? Today, we're going to do a paid ad. I'm going to show you guys how that works. So it's going to bring us into the paid ads as in its own builder, because we've got a lot of deals with AI actually, or with Meta, that makes it so that way our paid ads go out just a little bit above anybody else who just does like a normal paid ad through Meta. So if you already do Facebook paid ads, then I recommend switching over your process to doing them through command here, because part of you guys know last year in 2023 we had 2 price increases for command. We don't like talking about it, but I do, because one of the things that those price increases help is we were able to barter a deal with Meta, so that way Instagram and Facebook, our paid ads come out higher than other paid ads for people that don't have deals, independents and stuff like that, right? Also known as the people at competing brokerages in town. So this is a tool that we have that no other brokerage has. Tap the microphone there, sorry about that. Okay, moving on from the KW showboating. Once we're in here, we're technically at another dashboard, but we're going to go ahead and from here, we select 2 things. The first thing we select is what we want to do, whether that's a listing, we're attracting buyers, we're attracting sellers. Again, if you're somebody who's into profit share, if you're recruiting agents, if you're putting up a TikTok video down there, right, the non-listing. So you're going to pick what you're doing. That's the name in the bold letters there. And you're going to pick where it's going. The channels are what they're called. So that's the two icons up here, the 2 or 3. So Facebook and Instagram, like I said, those are the ones we have that deal with. We also have deals with Google. And so you'll see that there, Google and Google. We don't have deals with TikTok to my knowledge, but we do have ability to put it up there, and TikTok's pretty good at throwing ads in people's feeds. So we don't have to worry about like, oh, it's not going to work. It'll work just fine. No worries. So what I'm going to do and what we're going to do as a class today is we're going to select listing multi-image carousel. It's the second one here. It goes out through Facebook and Instagram. And we're going to select that one for 2 reasons. One, like I said, Facebook and Instagram are where we see a lot of agents already working. So it's a good place to go and post your business. 2, the multi-image carousel allows us to put more than one photo up about our property. And that is going to make it so that way we can actually put out multiple different images about the property. So Facebook page, we need to connect that first. I am using Jenny's team just because I used to work for her as an assistant. So it just worked out that that's already plugged in. We're not actually going to post this, so don't worry about that. You all can after we finish it. I'm going to show you how, but I'm not going to post this. We're going to add your listings. So we can go ahead and we can filter. So this search system, I'll also let you all know, is a little bit finicky. When you go ahead and you select to actually search for something, you need to go ahead and you select filters. And you're going to go by, it's going to say columns, operator, and then value. That basically just means what you're looking for. Does it have it? And then this is where you actually type in. So mine is 79 Avenida. Oh, for some reason, turn on caps lock there. My computer is being extra slow today. De Silva. Okay, it's going to spin for a second. It's going to spin for a second. It's going to spin for a good second. Well, while that spins, do we have any questions from anybody? Anything in the chat? What is happening? Oh, that's upsetting. Okay. Another way we can search by here is if we go ahead and we search by listing agent. So I know that it was Miss Carrie. And for some reason, my R key doesn't work. Carrie Zonker. And so there we can see 79 Avenida de Silva, Avenida de Silva. I don't know what's happening here. I don't know why it's being like that. It showed us our listing agent. Very annoying. All right, I managed to snag it there and select it. All right, so now we've selected our proper listing. We're going to go ahead and the next section here is targeting. This is just where we're going to send the ad out to. So it actually is like a localized Facebook ad. So you're putting this on Facebook. If your property is in San Angelo, people in Abilene aren't going to see it, type thing, you know? If your property is in Abilene, vice versa, people in San Angelo, Brownwood aren't going to see it, for example. It's all localized to where the actual property is. It all makes it relevant, obviously. So It's important at this point to stop. I'm going to kill my screen share really quickly, and I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit about how best to spend your money when it comes to these ads. So, as we saw there, we've got our listings, right? To our little house. Our listing property is there, right? This is the city of Abilene, for example. A radius of 15 miles would be, let's say it's just this big, right? Because we can make it bigger. So that's our 15-mile radius that we can put it at, right? We can also expand that radius up to, I think the maximum is 50 or 500 miles or something like that. It's a lot. But then when it comes to putting in, when we pay for these ads, it's kind of like butter on toast. That's the way I like to put it, is if you have this tiny little, breakfast biscuit that you can get, if you put in $40, $50, let's just set an X amount at $50. You put in $50 and you butter just this little bit of toast here, just this little bit of biscuit. That's going to go ahead and that's actually going to go a lot more way. You're going to have much more butter over your biscuit than if you go ahead and you butter a tortilla, right? If we spend $50 and butter this, well, we can see there, well, that's not really very much butter on that, right? And so it's kind of a balancing game you have to play it, where you want to put it as wide as you can, so that way you get as many people looking at it, but you also don't have infinite budget, I'm assuming. If you do, congratulations, please tell me how you got that. But if you don't have infinite budget, then it's important to keep this in mind right here of how to properly spread out that budget. Bigger area, it's going to require a bigger budget to be as effective as a smaller area with a smaller budget, right? All right, back to the screen share so that way we can move on with this. All right, I'm going to kill the screen share again in just a little bit, actually, because I'm going to show you guys a little something I like to call stop the scroll. And that's something I learned from, I can't remember his name or the class name at the moment, but it's a little something I learned a little while ago, and it's specifically designed for this. Because if you look at this, we can see we have our ad preview over here on the right. It's not eye-catching. It's not grabbing. If people are scrolling through Facebook, statistically, we have 0.5 of a second for people to notice us and stop the scroll and be like, oh, that looks interesting. Because otherwise, most people, they're just moving through, especially on Facebook, right? It's like, oh, so-and-so had another baby, oh, blah, blah, oh, blah, blah. We have, especially since it's an ad, we have 0.5 of a second for people to look at that and think if it's worth their time or not. And a good way to do that, believe it or not, and a lot of the older people are going to laugh at me about this, they usually do, is emojis. Emojis, that thing that we all thought was really dumb X amount of years ago. Emojis are the way to grab people's attention because humans like colors and shape, okay? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to actually kill the screen share one more time. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you guys this on the board, and then we're going to practice it in the system. So what you want when you're making one of these ads is you want to grab their attention by having basically it's like when you're fishing and you have your hook, we're basically going to plant some hooks. So you're going to have, this is going to be our phone screen, right? Just like that preview looked like on there. And we're going to have, it's going to say the Facebook profile's name, your little team's profile picture there. And then it's going to start with the text here. We're going to put an emoji, and we're going to put in one of those lines we got from ChatGPT about how awesome the property is. We're going to put that right there. 2 words, 3 words tops, because people tune out for text and they look at images or emojis, because again, just shapes and colors. So then we're going to put a different image or a different emoji, and we're going to put in different words. And then same with this one. We're going to put in about 3 lines of emojis and text to hook people, okay? And then at that point, again, we'll only have so many characters left by that point. If you were around for my smart plans class last week, you know that we don't have infinite words when it comes to these things. We only have, just like old tweets, we only have X amount of letters, characters we can use, right? So again, I'd recommend using ChatGPT or the AI that's in there, because there actually is AI built into Command. And I'll show you guys that in a second, to write out your property, what you actually think about it, why people should come to any open houses you have, why they should look at it, right? Next, on the phone screen, we're going to have the pictures right? And it's going to be more than one. So there's going to be more that way and more that way. And then at the bottom of all these pictures, we're going to use some more tactics, some more psychology, just like these emojis. There's going to be a little box here. And on that little box, there's going to be a button. That button says learn more. The text that we can put here in this box, we're just going to tell people, select learn more, and we're going to give them a reason to. Select learn more before this house gets sold. Click learn more to find out how you can make this your property. Click learn more to take the next step on your home buying adventure, right? People, believe it or not, love being told what to do. And so if all we do is, here's a button, click it, people are going to click it more often than not. This is just by including emojis, using the AI to write the messages, and making sure that whatever this text is right here links to that button in some way, tells them to go click on that, improves our chances by 70% that we're going to get click through on this. 70%. So something really simple like that improves our chances of getting leads, click through, interest in our properties massively, right? So let's boot the screen share back up and let's show you guys exactly how to do that. It's called stop the scroll, that whole tactic, by the way. So what I'm going to use is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the AI here in Campaigns to write me a property description. Okay, we're going to do that here in the body text section. All we're going to use is we're going to use the little magic wand again. And then in case you didn't notice, the whole theme of today's class is the magic wand and how AI makes your life easier. We're going to select the magic wand and we're going to, boom, right there. And we can see down there at the bottom characters 206 out of 255. It's written us something immediately. Stunning. 3-bed, 5-bath, single family home on a private drive with almost 7 acres. Formal living and dining areas with a cozy den with a fireplace. Gourmet kitchen, office bedroom option, and spacious backyard, perfect for entertaining. That is beautiful. And it gives us hints as to what we can go ahead and put for our emojis, right? So from here, and if you guys don't like that, by the way, because the AI might not give you something that you like, you can either select write again, or we can just change the style up. There's, I think, 5 or 7 styles. 5. You got artistic, you got practical, you have vibrant, you have caring, and you have emotional. Out of any of those, I couldn't tell you which one's the best. I will say a very smart man once told me emotion makes you act while logic just makes people think. So as opposed to practical, I might be more inclined to go with emotional. So I'm going to go ahead and select that to change the style. And it should go ahead, and there we go. It rewrote it for me. Experience luxury living at its finest in this impeccable. All right, well, that's maybe a little bit too many big words for me right there off the bat. Let's go ahead and use the write again option. Hey, and that gave me more space. I like that. Beautiful 3-bed, 5-bath home on a private drive with ample storage. Spacious backyard patio and fire pit, perfect for entertaining. Don't miss out. All right. And we also know that it's got an office bedroom setup. So we can go ahead and we can up here. I'm going to add in the emoji. And we're going to scroll down and we're going to just look for whichever emoji we think works best. And you can use these little ones up here. So I might actually come over. I'm going to try and find like an office space, like a desk or something, some emoji like that. Let's see here. Maybe under objects, we can find a computer on one side. And then I always find it easier whenever I'm doing these emojis to put the 2 emojis back to back and then just type in the middle of them, other than, one emoji, type it, reopen this emoji menu, which honestly isn't that easy to use, and, put another emoji in from there. So let's go ahead and let's find a bedroom emoji. Let's see here. I know they have one. I just can't find it right now. Well, this is honestly the slowest part. This is all going to get cut out in the YouTube video, this part of finding things. Was the bed right next to the computer and I missed it? Potentially. All right, there we are. It was in the same area. Bed. So computer bed, office slash bedroom option. And then again, we would hit enter, 2 more emojis, type what we want in the middle, enter 2 more emojis, type what we want in the middle. And then by that point, we'll have those 3 lines with the emojis. And again, just for demonstration purposes and for the speed of that, I'm going to go ahead and skip over that option. We're just going to roll with what we have here. So apply. So boom. And then over here on the right side of our screen, we'll see on the preview that it should open up just like that. So emojis, office slash bedroom option. So there we go. And then for the headline, that's where we're going to put in where we direct them to, right? We're going to go ahead. I'm going to delete all of this. And I'm going to say, the button, I believe, is a learn more button. Or we can just say, click on this post. Like, just click. Just tell them to make some sort of action that's going to get them into our database. And again, people love being told what to do. So click here to find out how this beautiful home could be yours. Exclamation points, because we're excited about things. Make sure we spelt everything properly because there's no spell check. All right, there we go. Cannot use repeated symbols or pronunciation. Okay, well, there you go. I guess it's keeping us professional. All right, click here to find out how this beautiful home can be yours. So we've got our emojis, our body text, and our direction now. All we need to do is choose what photos we want to use. And all we have to do for that is we can click on this. And you'll notice, and this bugged me until I learned the trick, you'll notice all of these photos are really only good for flies. They're tiny. You can't really see anything here. All you have to do is hover over them and you'll see kind of an expanded view of what the images look like. So I loved this one that I used for my main image last time. So we're going to reselect that one. I like this kitchen. Let's see here. Yeah, that's a gorgeous kitchen. Let's see if they got any photos of that bedroom office area here. Man, whoever staged and did the photos in this house, props to you. Hey, that's a nice one right there. Let's use that one. All right, and I want to look at that, maybe the backyard. Do we have any of the backyard near the bottom? The patio there. And remember, we're trying to all play to the strengths of what was written by the AI here. So we're talking about the spacious backyard, patio, and fire pit. So we'll add that one in there as the patio area, and then scroll down some more. Ooh, spiral stairs. Love that. Oh, there you go. That's a good shot right there. All right. So now we've got 5 images all set up. They all complement our office bedroom option, the body text and our headline. We can preview what it's going to look like over here on the right. It's auto-selected, by the way. You'll notice that these images aren't in the order I selected them. I just selected them. It's auto-selected what the AI has, what it thinks are the most attractive ones. And it'll actually, as it goes through, it'll shuffle them around and see what gets more clicks and then run with that one more often throughout the duration of your ad. So, all right. So we've got the content down now. Now we just need to figure out the post lead submission destination. So we can go ahead and here, what I would usually do is, and we go over your website on Friday, next class, but I would link this to your KW Command site. For now, if you don't have that, I'd go ahead and link it to probably just wherever this is, wherever it's accessible. You can search on the property on KW Command. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to open up, I'm move some things out of the way. I'm going to open up a new tab here. And I'm going to go to kw.com. That's going to bring me here. I'm going to punch in our property address, 79, if it wants to. Maybe it doesn't want to. 79 Avenida de Silva. So there we go, Abilene, Texas. All right. And so now here you can see it brings up Carrie's information because she's the listing agent. That's only because, and we'll go over this more. That's only because I'm not on an agent's website. If you use your agent's site, it'll give their information, your information there. Sorry, your information will show up, so you're not losing any business potentially to any listing agent, no matter what the property is. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to copy this URL up at the top there. I'm going to just copy that. And we're going to come back to campaigns. And then right here, I'm just going to slap that in there. No, I'm not. Why didn't it copy? Y'all, this computer is about to get thrown out the window, thrown away. I'm back here. Guess we'll do it the old fashioned way. Right click, copy. There we go. Come back to campaigns. Right there. Boom. All right. So we'll see also that it accidentally brought in 2 of those HTTPS at the start there. So we're going to backspace that. All right. It's accepted the URL. It's blue now instead of red. We can preview it to make sure that it's going to the right place. Hey, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and move on. Lead settings, which is the next option here. Tags. This is for when people come into your database. You can go ahead and set up tags in there. You can go ahead and set up if we did smart plans yesterday, last class on Friday. So if you have any smart plans you want to get them started on, the 8x8, which like I said, is the best thing you can get a new contact started into. If you wanted to do the 8x8, you could. And then we're pretty much good. Compliance, DBA logo override is default. That's just means whatever's in your marketing profile, which we did all the way back in day 1. Whatever logo you have there, it's going to use, and then it's going to automatically put in each office is independently owned and operated, which is required on any ads you do, by the way. All right, so before we proceed to the last step, are there any questions? Anything like that? All right, everything looks good. All right, let's go ahead and move forward. Proceed to the last step. And it's from here again that we can select our budget and we can select our duration. Now, again, the same thing with the butter on bread, metaphor works for the duration as well. So we can set our budget. It automatically starts us out at 50. And then we can pick our start dates. It looks like it automatically sets that to be 5 days. Yeah, looks like about 5 days, the 3rd to the 8th. We can pick anything. So if you have an open house coming up on Saturday, you're doing one, make this ad on Monday, have it run the whole week onto Saturday, or if you're doing it on Sunday, do it on Sunday. And then you're going to know that there have been people who have been being told about your open house through Facebook ads, right? If you can spend more for your budget, again, that's great. Because what's that going to do? It's going to add more bread onto our biscuit, our tortilla, our, loaf, whatever kind of bread you like. I don't know. You're going to enter in your billing number. Sorry, guys, again, I'm not going to do that on a thing where nobody's going to get my credit card information. Not that it do much good. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to hit purchase now. Again, I can't go through from here because it requires the information. But once you select purchase now, it's going to go straight to Facebook, straight to Meta, where the robots over there are going to check it, make sure that you're not violating any terms and conditions, not sending any nudie pics online, anything, that's against their codes like that. And then once that's all done, it goes live. Usually that process takes anywhere between 2 to 6 hours. It's really quick, actually, that it gets done. And then once that's set, the ad is live and it runs until the time you selected there, right? So that is how you do campaigns and designs. So with those designs, you can make anything you want. And with the campaigns, you can post it through a bunch of different channels and see a lot of results easily. And again, that's the whole point of Command, is to make things easier. All right, so homework. Homework is actually kind of easy because if y'all were following along, this should be done already. The homework is simply building an ad So just like what we did here. So let me go ahead and kill my screen so you guys can see the board. Homework is going to be build an ad and run it between now and next class on Friday. You can run it for longer if you like, but just sometime between now and next class, set up an ad and run it. Build an ad and run it before next class. All right. If there are no other questions, everything is good. I appreciate you guys showing up, Shanae, Crystal. I think we had Dawn and Jill on for a while. I really like it when you guys show up to these things because then I actually know somebody's here and watching and I can ask for questions. I know if I'm going too fast, not making any sense. So thank you guys for being here. This is going to be up on the Facebook and YouTube and even the Google Drive after this. So if you want to go back and rewatch it and kind of follow along at the same time, you can pause me at that point and I'll be slower. That'll be there. You'll find that there either by the end of the day today or worst case scenario tomorrow early in the morning. So that will be there. I will see you guys on Friday where we go over your websites and your app, which are two of probably the most powerful tools that Command is rolling out currently and are keep getting worked on. So we will see you guys then. Until next time.